If you want to see more close Rinpoche, we have some space here. You want to move to in this area? 네, 좋겠대. Yeah.
Kempo, do you want to leave the screen split throughout the teachings?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Also, please recording this teaching.
It's being live streamed and will be on YouTube and Facebook.
I don't go so with you.
Pauline, just to let you know, Marilyn fixed and we have the Vietnamese room now. So if you want to let everybody know. Thank you.
지금 짬로 쌤지 디바디 송연하게 봐. 되는 거 좋겠지. 같이. 내라도 송들. 산제 지당 소전 조남라 산조 버드 단내 잡든 타게 진소 지베 소남제 로라 벤서 산제 조바르 산제 지당 소전 조남라 산조 버드 단내 잡든 타게 진소 지베 소남제 로라 벤서 산제 조바르 산제 지당 소전 조남라 산조 버드 단내 잡세 다게 진소 지베 소남제 로라벤 산제 조바르조 마남가다 냠베 셈제 당제 대와 Deve Jadan, Dembara George, Dongaradan, Dongara Jeja, Wara George, Dongara Bebe, Devada, Banjao, George, Nyeren, Jadan, Nidan, Jar, Tanyon, Seme Bala, Nebara George, Manam Kada, Nyambe, Sem, Amje, Devada, Deve Jadan, Para George, Dungaradan, Dungaraje, Jadan, Para George, Dungara Mebe, Devada, Manjawa George, Nyeren, Jadan, Nidan, Jar, Tanyon, Seme Bala, Nebara George, Manam Kada, Nyambe, Sem, Amje, Devada, Deve, Jadan, Dembara George, Dungaradan, Dungaraje, Jadan, Jawara George, Dongara mebe dewa dang manjawa yorje yeren chadang yidang jar tanyon seme bala nebar jorje saye beche zoye medo rara lenye nyede jimba sanje yenla bebe purwa Rogen anda yende jubar jo goson yonzo lame zona senang sanzon de yin ye jin ju dali long ju nanze yong ye lame jo ge ngu zho zar de zong gur ren na men dra la ben zam samendra zawar na zamaye ahong Semje namje samba dang loye se tra che ta che chong de mong de bai che jeng ko lo gor de zo
Bobo to Timba, some Timba, the Mama. So now you DJ the teacher was sub the law. What was that giving check the some soldier by the Chulasan. Told it over on the Havata. Sing at the Mayo DJ Gedula, Low. Don't you get another manager? Palmo Drumbo Javando, but Kajula Banam on the hip. 我们去这个不让的，这是啥结果呢？那咱这个我早早对吧？咱们那没讲了说，说什么东西真的出去，今年说没保就完结了，身边种人家在打进了，但把出去人的说，我等于大家看了就把长马说准备，等于说这第什么，把不给的他们就抢到了，等于。啥中心个做慢慢所以这样打的噻，长那个前个月的一年大去，说错了噻，我给他们当个嘛对不对？要选6月的他们，从这9月的开始，这里的那个是那么错啥个月的。 这刚起来那这样，俺们也把这些的搞了的这么的，说了的，这边用第一是哪有马来的，原来上这个当时变成通着人通着给家里些呢，这边就上这个吧，接着这个有的，这里上就是个看红家个有的，这里这边那个啥。 我出家呢，给家写个邮件。
translator or no?
I don't think so. Maybe it's you. I don't know.
Where is it?
Marilyn, Ina is on. I think you need to make her co-host.
Oh, okay. Is she on? Okay. I'll do that now. Ina, you're co-host now, so you can unmute yourself.
All right, good.
Sorry
Sorry.
about that.
Yeah, I was here. I just couldn't unmute myself. I'm sorry. All right. So Rinpoche said, so first I prostrate to all of the noble Sangha in the 10 directions and the 3 times, and especially all of you who are following on the live stream today. And I make an offering of bodhicitta to you. And so as many of you know, I really want to speak to you, but also I'm sort of short of breath. I don't have enough breath lately. But I do want to join, because I know if I do, everyone will be very happy. And so therefore, and also it's a great merit for me. And therefore I want to just speak about whatever I do know. And I know that some people like to listen to me, an old person, talk, even though I don't actually have a lot of great qualities, many things to talk about. But I see the importance of our connection of love. And so when we see each other and when we interact, we talk to each other, then this connection of love grows stronger. So really this conversation is like a prayer of bodhicitta, and for this reason I make an effort to be able to talk to you. So
그래서 왜
Drikung Kagyu
자
so
고도에 고는
yeah.
5개 싸움도 꽤 치보야마도 돼 장 맞고 잘라 아야
So
그래 들이들었던 단지 뒤에서 보고듯이 송자다 셰커레들이 좀다 소수라는 게 따블라만 탐지게 되지 이제 같이 못 잡는 거요래 대양 동문에도 가래래 되는데 다 소탈가 소병 소고요래 소병지와 소제대 가래래 되는 그 삼지의 소고요래 대 삼지의 生活嘛，这里对吧？个说过有的，生活嘛，这里上面这个说过的，他那说他都罗比东南京了，这些去不去了？这些我们到上这些说过的，这说的上这的，错那个这里搞一个说这下过的，这里这里生活嘛，家里说过的，当我做这里人家就这里就这是我们这里各种出的用这些，两样的对落对用。 我把这话拿出来，这告诉我这里这是我提出的些，这里有点拉不得的，他们明白，对吧？他可把他当对吧？用这种，这里就不对吧？这里让个那个，他到了嘛，这就是中国的这当对吧？对不对吧？一季节对吧？这里就当啥种出来一季过过。 산촉스데 대와다 대와 저들들이 산촉스 특별히 저들 사제 탐제게 산촉스 조를 뭐지 송 제와 상제리 대 지총마도 샘디 우리 상제 총총을 요거요래 디스를 대 소체데 드리다 당에들 가딩지 띵주고 지저지 디디바 남타르지는 들이 통목만 배 대바지에 디체들이 to see that reachable is.
And so this is a holy day where we commemorate Lord Jigten Sumgön. It's a holy time. And then every lineage has their own special occasions where they remember their root lamas, and they consider them as most precious. And so then what is the real meaning behind all of this? In the Pratimoksha, individual liberation, there's a practice called Sojong, which means purifying and restoring. And so what is to be restored? The soul is to restore. So what is to be restored is our love. And we restore it by cultivating faith and devotion in the higher beings and love for sentient beings. And so on this special day where we remember Jigten Sumgön in the Drikung Kagyu lineage, we remember his enlightened body, speech, and mind. And also on an ongoing basis, we always learn and we study his teachings, such as the Gongjik, for example, and many others. And so when we remember him and we remember his teachings and his life story, then a special devotion can arise within us, a special kind of respect arises. We feel inspired when we see the qualities. And then so that's called a kind of a clear faith. And then we develop a yearning for liberation. And that is the longing or yearning faith. And then we follow this root guru. And then we develop a trusting faith. And that mainly means that we need to trust in bodhicitta as being the cause and the only cause for all happiness. That is why all the Buddhas of the 3 times called it the precious bodhicitta, the jewel-like bodhicitta. So we all have love, but we need to increase our love. Anyone with a mind has at least some love. And these special occasions, these special holidays are opportunities to restore, to increase the love that we have. By, for example, remembering the kindness of masters like Lord Jigten Sumgön and remembering his life story. And we hear about that, a special faith can arise within us. And so because of that, that is why those special days, those commemorations are very important. Absolutely.
그래서
Rinpoche?
올해 저희들한테 갖다 라마 저거 모남 비드나 답에 또 되고요. 저렇게 있다다 어쩌고 저기서 뭐 시고요. 직접 살아라는데 잡을 라마티 용티 시고요. 잡을 라마 용티 시나가래. 잡을 라마티 톡산제 그 근들이 송답지 두서벽고 초선되는 누구요. 대회는 라마 좀 모나되는 저서 속기 잡고 인정돼 봐서 저서 속기 잡아 탐체된 라마 거성 돌아 그들이 소탈 감이 고초스는데 거기에 송답지 톡사제디 그들이 하나님을 남겨 같아 그들이 싸웠었는데 꼴라마 송여다 톡하로 송 싸웠었는데 그들이 제보가 감이들이 것저것 쏘는 거 톡주거지 라마라가 자와라마 끽되라 소저 주성 참마들이 사지시 받으니 뒤쪽이요지 대남바 사지 받지 땅에 보기 여기를 제출해 보기 여기 파같이 쪼라 저래 다 줘야면 쪼홍을 저들은 동쪽을 다 타고요 이 사지 공부 탐문 많이 봐 대파제 제를 공부하는 사람이 대회는 쪼아다 더하기도 하고서 들이 다들 공부하시고 뭐 재미도 좀 틀려요 잡술 재미를 통해서 다다다 재미 이제 고니들이다 재미 이제 라떼니 실제 답에서 맞재미 걸로 잡아서 받다가 또들이 재미 이거들이 통제 생기 용으로 재미 설라고 때 잡대요 동담물들이 재미도 좀 틀려요 잡송 들이 내일은 정밀 남자로 써와대서 대답은 까지 제보도 써요래 돼. 대내 뜻을 원하면 대래 다다 저당 사지라 사지 용띠 삼차 제리 대래 다다 사지 대바틀레티 사지가 고송토 용띠 틀레티 해봐시오마 들이 삼점 받죠 라마디 톡다 사지레지 대래 가게 잡죠 가게 잡 톡축가 제가 정말 잡요래지
And so today we are going to speak about the Lama Chöpa prayer, and everything is really contained within this prayer. And so now this is a prayer that is related to Lord Jigten Sumgön, and then each of the different lineages have their own root gurus that they have prayers for. And these prayers express the qualities of these masters. And so what are the qualities? the mind is the Buddha, the form is the Sangha, and the speech is the holy Dharma. And also the three kayas and all of the three jewels, the three roots, they're all included within the Guru. So first in the Lama Chöpa prayer, it says, embodiment of all the victorious ones of 10 directions and 3 times, essence of the 5 kayas and 5 wisdoms. So according to the individual liberation or sutra path, the Guru embodies the 3 jewels. The body is the Sangha, the mind is the Buddha, and the speech is the Dharma. According to the tantric system, according to the path, the Guru embodies the 3 roots, where the body is the Lama, the speech is the Yidam, and the mind is the Dakini. And then also the Guru embodies the result of the 3 kayas. The body is the Nirmana Kaya, the speech is the Sambhoga Kaya, and the mind is the Dharma Kaya. So all of that is included within the root Guru. And therefore we can say that the Buddhas of the 10 directions and 3 times are all included within the root Guru, embodied by the root Guru. And all of that is actually here being said in the Tibetan very briefly. And that's kind of a special quality of the Tibetan language. It can be very elaborate, and then the same meaning can be condensed into something very concise in just a few words. And that's also a special kind of enlightened, a unique enlightened intent of the Buddha. One can elaborate, but one can also condense. And that's actually a quality that science maybe also recognizes. So that's really what we need to be able to do. We need to be able to elaborate on something, and also we need to be able to condense it into its essential meaning. And then it says, your boundless compassionate activities are all embracing. And incomparable Guru, at your feet I pray. So those 4 immeasurables, so the compassionate activities, it refers to this boundless compassionate, refers to the 4 immeasurables. And so it's your 4 immeasurables, your immeasurable love pervades all sentient beings. And that's a quality of love. It is said that the power of love is that it is all pervasive. And that's because it is mind, and the mind is all pervasive. So that's actually here speaking from the ultimate perspective. And so then who has this quality? It is the incomparable Guru, or the kind Guru. It is said that the Buddha's qualities are inconceivable, and that is embodied by the Guru. And so the Buddha's enlightened body, enlightened speech, mind, activities, qualities, if we were to speak about them, explain them, it would be just inconceivable. And all of these qualities are within the Guru. And that is why we say that the Guru's mind is the Buddha. And this all pervasiveness, what is it that is all pervasive? It's the Dharmakaya mind. So
Tere tsemi tukji tere yongla chaabdena ye derkek nyingbo de ke semde yore sem kolang derkek nyingbo de kare takwa sole se chugo teke chab yore chab yore tere tiri song tong donger changwe ba nyona ya tatok sanje ko ba top do yore tatok do ke chik ngome de chugo teke chab chugo yongla ji so yore 대는 정말 라메자로서 안데 좀 대대 정말 라메자로서 안데 라마데 가요레지 라마데 가요레다 딱 무슨 라마 셀바자시 바디 타블라 말보자 딱 그냥 카피베디 좀네 까디 제본 거네 이제도 그다음 소중으로 따라서 디체이제 라마 따라 라마 셀이 마타시 라마 나니 초시 라게 내가나래 라게 세분나래 초고레스 세분들이 가래 고독라마 고독사 속셈 재미자들이 대하 고사도 나버들이 사기 좀 뒤에 성에 십지 주도 정말 사기에 문자 로를 때문에 주도 나지 그 접성 오 장삼지 제라스리 주도 한번 사기에 돼 차로도 조달되는 정말 처리해야 돼 근데 차로 요 말에 소대 십지 남는 사기에 문자 로를 때문에 드마티에서 사기에 그때 대자가 다들 너무 삼지에 고고래 다 대응을 가능히 다 세거든요 다 다라게 줄 50바트지 동담 대마 통이 탑지가 동담 대마 통을 다 사기면서 통거요래 동담 대마 대 세분이 세미 예리 사기하고 그다음에 대마면서 세미게 대에서 사마다 이제 줄을 몇대 도와도 가능성을 뒤추기들이 상대의 용기가 내가 걸 토리선 다토고 사기 고막 토고요래 대다워리 같은 제모리 딜라마드 가요래 라마드 세분이 요래 당부들이 라마드 삼지를 믿는 거예요.
So the boundless compassionate activities are all embracing, and so all embracing means that it is all pervasive. And what is it that is all pervasive? It is Buddha nature. It is the mind. Anyone who has a mind possesses Buddha nature. And that is also referred to as our primordially pure nature. It's the Dharmakaya that is all pervasive. So even though beings may suffer endlessly in the three lower realms, ultimately they will become enlightened because that is their true nature. Ultimately, there is no suffering sentient being. And so that is the quality of the Dharmakaya that is being expressed here in this line, this all-embracing, all-pervading compassion. And so then I pray at the feet of the incomparable Guru. So it says in the next line, then, precious, glorious root Guru, seated on a lotus at my heart, please care for me with kindness and bestow accomplishments of body, speech, and mind. So what this really is actually saying is that the seated at the lotus at my heart here, what this means is that do not look for the Guru outside of yourself. The Guru is with your own heart. The Guru is your own mind. And this is where you will find the Guru, within your own heart. So what the Guru really is on the relative level is this kindness here. Please care for me with kindness. Is bodhicitta, is the four immeasurables. And ultimately, the ultimate Guru is, as the Buddha himself had said, all beings are actually Buddhas. They are only obscured by adventitious stains. And when these stains are removed, beings are actual Buddhas. So this is the stain of self-grasping that melts away if you give rise to love. And when love arises, all of you become Buddhas. It is just like an ice block encountering heat, and then it melts into water. So then ultimately there is no real ice, there's only water. And so that is our true nature. So basically the point we need to understand here is that your own love is the Guru. You need to recognize it within your own mind, within your own heart. And there is those, some people that I've known that have seen the ultimate truth. And when they see the ultimate truth, they see the actual Buddha, and they see their true nature. They see the actual Buddha. And that is your primordial nature. It is said that the mind itself primordially is the Buddha. And that's the ultimate truth. The relative truth is to cultivate love and compassion. No matter where you go in the 6 realms of samsara, if you bring that with you, and to that extent, you will experience happiness. Love will always bring you to birth in the 3 higher realms and ultimately to enlightenment. And so that is the greatest kindness of all. And that is the kind of Guru. And again, where do we find this kind Guru? you find it within your own mind. You have to recognize the guru to be your own love. That's all.
Oh, 가정 제비 거래 지도 가정 제비 거래 서지스 정성 되네. 다다 잡는 것은 맞다 들어 냠대 요래. 물을 뭐 체데 삼지의 뒤에 들이 삼지의 뒤에라는 게 초점성 로양의 초점성 제발의 뒤에라는 게 존의 제발의 뒤에 제발당 초점성 조바곰 대수로 뒤에 제발의 뒤에 로주 삼지의 뒤에 물이 들이다 Ruba Teton did Malun watch the Jabata Rubaton day, this sugar theatre, this are two silver cardi, to Jabata like his aunt, so some sort like his own Virgin and Wata Munuza, Zuba Gona did the Therapy, Malun watched the Samadi, Lame Jesus on the Lisa, Lamasa took to Jesus to talk your essay. You know, they told a hard collie, that to the Tataya, legend, hard collie. 他中国人个啥种什么搞那道理，主要的样的这里，没在这个上街里个，即使中了的，但没里头的草嘛的，那没即使中的，那么啥种这个即使了就没里头要来是，我大家人去不里头啊是，都做了东西头啊是，我们说没里做头啊是，这下个了，这个干的他啥种这个干的人是。
So now we remember them, the kindness. Please care, or we say here, please care for me with kindness. And so what does this mean, to care for us with kindness? So now in this world, humans and animals coexist, we live together. And humans experience more happiness than animals do. And the reason ultimately comes down to love. And because there is love, we practice the various good qualities, that the 6 paramitas. For example, if there is love, you will be ethical. You practice ethical discipline. For example, you refrain from adultery and sexual misconduct. And as a result of that, you find a precious human body. Or if you have love, you will be generous. And as a result of that, you will find wealth. And if you have love, you will be patient. And all the good qualities, the happiness that we experience as human beings come from having practiced ethics, patience, love, generosity, and all of these come from love. It is just because you love that you do those things, because you love, you're ethical, because you love, you're patient, because you love, you give to others. You don't want to hurt anyone. It's all because you love. And this is really what we have gained from the guru, the kindness that we have gained. It is that bodhicitta that we have gained from the guru. This is what we need to understand here. And so it is through the guru that you have, for example, understood karma, cause and effect, and that you now practice bodhicitta. And because of that, you will find a precious human body over and over again. And so this is how the guru looks after you with kindness. And so as a result of that, you will find a precious human body, and you found it this time. And so, and it makes sense to think about how this is a kindness, because animals, for example, we know suffer a lot, and we humans experience much more happiness. And so again, what has been kind to us? What has been kind to us is our own love. That's all.
Oh, there is a custom to the group that the sir. Custom to the group that carry. Oh, just I took them the Margina's own dinner. Truly, you get power, lose how you are. GP, give the tongue, legend days, tongue, legend days, Hako, your age. Oh, there are the longer the same day that you remember. 단지 매일 삼지 지르데 다 촉촉 줄이지라 지용지르데 양다 양도 좀 토리성을 누디 좀 해봐 상마제 보다 더 요래지 어때는 고통 통증 그렇다서 고통 통증 샘들 조삼제 용거래 나한테 줄래 줄래 시시를 랑 하고 그래 루트 그 지금 이제 방도 그래 대들 고통 통증 그렇대 주
And it says, and bestow accomplishments of body, speech, and mind. These CDs of body, speech, and mind. So what are those accomplishments? If you do not forget about bodhicitta, and if you hold on to bodhicitta, what will you do? Then you will refrain from harming others with the body. And with your speech, you will speak about karma, and you will understand karma. And with your mind, you will realize that self and other are inseparable, are non-dual. And therefore, self-grasping disappears and love increases. So through the power of this, you will find birth in the 3 higher realms again and again, continuously, until you attain enlightenment. So these accomplishments of body, speech, and mind really ultimately come first from the mind that sustains a continuum of love, and then the speech that explains karma and understands karma, and then the body that refrains from harming others entirely. So these really are the accomplishments. Lasso?
데레데레 다 대다 무릎 많이 용원에 접들로만 조조 소답 되대 오 다들 무릎 참아들 라마를 가래 저거 요래대 오 주라 다 양당 양들하게 내가 다도 이게 사적 전담 만들어놨더니 무릎을 나봤었는데 레버 커스텀 타고서 들이다다다지 레버 커스텀 가래지 랍 축구를 조상제 토그레시 대형 라마나끼리 정보래지 렌로거 상지를 딱 받치 강탐지는 나와는 저도 여보래지 타다가 쭉 다다다 잡으려면 피바다 데려서와 드니 서인을 드리블 오 포인을 포니제지 지레도 뭐니제지 들어마서 제도 삼바다 니지를 같이 참아들이 다다다 쭈부거로 고고 요래시 쭈부거에 줄라 단지 총왕의 삼제 제보 뒤를 저거들 사축제 사제는 단지의 고백 쪽에 되는 사축제 제보지 단지 총총지 참아적으로 고고 그래서 그들이 초다 통망을 그럽니서 대가 관리 중에 라마를 좀 연구를 했지 제네들이 대리자들 제와 탐체의 이지지도 말대도서 이지지도 이거는 랑가 파르게 담책송의 사축세면 담책의 송 담책 사축세의 송디는 사축세가 철리다고 말했지 가래들이 대책적으로 코랑의 냠도 요래 대외 다리도 상마제 받은 거에서 개발할 거라서 범자야 돼 맛이 받은 거에서 개발할 거를 돼다 체질을 게다 루가 gebdor 가래들 하고 하지 라고라서 봐서 돼 뒤때리도 되는 마상다다도 받은 니니 차례를 속에 대탐제를 대탐제 가래가 또 다리들 동의를 돌게 대화 토부체들이 원래 사제의 고마 라도 사제의 고마 때문에 내가 토리성을 대와 타랑이 속도를 맞고 뒤대어 줘버대들 들이 그렇대 무슨 가래지 대화 무슨 통도고 요래 맞다 들어 있잖아 오 담을 대화도 돼 무슨 하고 그래 저도로 독이 가래도 뭐 대화 가래도 살로서 오 땅아 우리도 물리는 것도 그래서 하고 그래지 되게 라마를 좋아해지
So these are the accomplishments, some of body, speech, and mind. And so again, now where do these accomplishments come from? Ultimately, it comes from never separating from bodhicitta, from love. If you never separate from bodhicitta, not temporarily in the short term, but also in the long term, you will gain those 3 accomplishments. And as a result, you will accomplish the 3 kayas. And then that means ideally upon your death, you will become enlightened in the Dharma kaya, or also through the kindness of the guru. In the middling case, you will attain enlightenment in the Sambhoga kaya. That means you will gain control over the Pure Lands, or at the very least, you will become a Nirvana kaya. And so what that means, for example, to be a Nirvana kaya, there's many Nirvana kayas in this world. Actually, it is said that any male with compassion is Chenrezig, and any female with compassion is Tara. And anyone, whoever engages in activities that benefit others with a mind of love and compassion is a Nirmana Kaya, or Druko, so to speak. So the Drukos or the Nirmana Kayas, they are those who do not have self-grasping, and they possess great love. So that's really what they are. So they are someone with great bodhicitta. And so here we spoke about 3 siddhis, or we also speak about 2 siddhis. There's the common siddhis and the supreme siddhis. And they all will be accomplished through bodhicitta. And how? It is through the kindness of the guru, the lama. So then it says here, as I make offerings and pray to you, exalted Guru, the source from which all such accomplishments arise, please care for me with love from this day onward and in all my future lives. Now, from now onwards and in all future lives. So that also refers to the samaya of bodhicitta that we hold. If we sustain our samaya of bodhicitta, that samaya will never give up on you. So it will never forsake you. And that is because it is your own true nature. It is your Buddha nature. And that will be with you all the time until attaining enlightenment. There's this prayer where we say, I will apply body, speech, and mind to virtue until I attain enlightenment. This means I'm going to meditate and practice. And then until I die, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. That means within one lifetime, I'm going to engage in any virtuous practice with body or speech mainly. So I may practice a deity or recite a mantra or spin a prayer wheel and so on. And then it says, from now until this time tomorrow, I practice virtue with body, speech, and mind. And that refers, for example, to practices like the Nyingna practices, just one time. And so what is the purpose of all of these that we just mentioned? It is for us to separate from suffering and to achieve happiness. It is to attain enlightenment and temporarily be born in the 3 higher realms, or at the least not to be born in the 3 lower realms. And so now as human beings, we can understand the well-being that we do experience in comparison to animals, for example. When you think about the suffering of animals, you can clearly see how good we have it as human beings. And that's actually the real siddhi. That's the real accomplishment. So you should recognize that my precious human birth, that's the siddhi, that's the accomplishment. And where does that come from? It comes from that guru. That's all.
Oh, Lama de Gypti Lama Choja Sotap to Mutamana Yoga, Mutu Tamalama Yoga, or telling true, you saw that go though, the Karisi go already. Lama Choja, so don't die. Lama Choju Kayabi Choko. Lama Chula, Yila the Bati Chuabu go though. Yila the Bati Kayapi though. Yila the Bati so you more regible. Dota Gajaga Yibo Satsavina. Dota the Senin Yibo, Chuba Marina. Shedanga Yibo, the Pashaquina. Oh, Tado Yibo, Jisayana. Yeah, the monk Yibo Chijo Holocoina. Yeah, Teton 또 사제디나 뭐 되는 사람은 사제를 제시 오면 되들이 냥이는 나좀 해봐 사제는 냥이는 나가지나 게다 단지기 좀 뭐이나 이나 대답지 소소를 유모 봐 대서야 와 짱마 소리 디체도 좋아 보여요 대를 대 좋아 벌나 들이 뛰어 제가 탐피해서 나 사쪽에서 짜치고 영상 다다리 답자서 정수는 들이 제가 지방아 뒤에 사쪽 세지라기 주인들은 제이트 보여래 사쪽 선도 도발하는 모람 잡나 모람 나기는 도요래 다다 나보고 모람 sab지 뒤도다리 이시 지트도 벌대서 제 다다 소아도 주바버지 소소라는 게 뉴먼 바데 담아서 제 체들에 라마를 강에 요 말이 별 데이터 삼았던 거래 사제 담실 주바버지 이라 다바데 뉴먼 뭐인 거야 하고 그래
So here it says, so they care for me with love from this day onwards, yeah, and so that the order is a little bit different. So it's in the beginning in the Tibetan. So as I make offerings and pray to you, exalted Guru. So this part here, and so we pray to the Guru and we make offerings to the Guru. And so why do we need to do that? Actually, the reason why we make offerings is actually it's for our own purpose, for our own benefit. And how do we make these offerings? We make them by offering the 7 branches. And what's the benefit of offering the 7 branches? The benefit is that it is an antidote. The 7 branches are an antidote to our afflictive emotions. They purify our own afflictive emotions. So what are the 7 branches? And the first one is prostration, and that is an antidote to pride. Second one is making offerings, and that is an antidote to attachment and greed or stinginess. And the third one is the branch of confession, and that is the antidote to hatred or anger. And the fourth one is is rejoicing. That is the antidote to jealousy. The fifth is to request to turn the wheel of Dharma, and that is the antidote to ignorance. And the sixth is to supplicate not to pass into nirvana, and this is the antidote against pride, doubts. So what kind of doubts are we talking about here? We are wondering, is the Buddha true? Is the Buddha not true? Actually, the Buddha is beyond birth and death. But to dispel that doubt about the Buddha's existence, we supplicate not to pass into nirvana. And then the 7th branch is the dedication, which is an antidote to the self-grasping, the grasping at our virtues to be my own. And so the purpose, therefore, of the 7 branches is to purify our own afflictive emotions. And if we purify our afflictive emotions, then we recognize that what is most important in this and all lives is my bodhicitta. I must never forsake bodhicitta. I must now take a commitment to always hold on to bodhicitta. And if you hold on to this commitment firmly, that continuum of bodhicitta will stay with you also into your next life. This continuum will be maintained. And that is also because of the power of your aspiration. It's your prayer. You made this commitment, this conscious commitment. I'm going to hold on to it. And if you have this commitment, it's a prayer, it's an aspiration. And that is the purpose of making these prayers, for example, the prayer for excellent conduct and so forth. It's for that purpose, because these prayers will be accomplished accordingly. So therefore, we need to understand that we make all of these offerings, we offer the 7 branches in order to purify our own afflictive emotions. It's not that the Lama needs something because he's missing something, but it's really for our own sake. So we purify our own mind. And that is why we make offerings to the Buddhas. That is why we offer the 7 branches. So understand them to be an antidote to the afflictive emotions. Lasso?
Oh, you just about the so did the Monlam lay on your better that Monlam the Jibata the Chilla Chebacho, Jibata the Chilla Chebacho, Monlam Jagiore, Tita Carrera. Kashi Boga Mari to hold them the Martin teaching. Oh, not Boga to hold them is Jabi Shoko in Mambo Yore. Jiba had the Boga the Jabi Shoko. T Boga take a Monam got over theatre or Chagore. Monam theatre. Jabi Shoko, Jiba had the theatre around Monam got over theatre on Yogore. Zangi something Monam got over Yore. So now the Sasa the Monam Jaji Chibore. So.
So therefore, so please care for me in this and all lifetimes. And then, where is it? This part, yeah. And so it says, and then a couple lines later, I think here, may I be reborn there after passing from this life. And so, so when we make this aspiration prayer of maybe be born as a human being, for example, or that's this prayer where we say, may I encounter the Dharma instantly in my next life. And because we make this prayer, it actually does happen. And there are many signs that this happens. For example, it happens very often that when a woman is pregnant, she has this feeling of, oh, I need to receive the refuge vow for my baby that's still in the belly. There's many women who receive the refuge vows for their babies that early on. And that is due to this prayer, may I take the refuge vow, may I encounter the Dharma as soon as I am born. And so this is also due to the power of aspiration. Actually, all the good and the bad things that are accomplished by the power of an aspiration. So therefore, to make the right aspiration is very important. Asa?
So nam ke pale tata jambu le mege chewa dangna me chikpa mari jakap chikpa mari tongwa chikpa mari pi kaka soto dewa ta dongse jate jok thon ro yo le je be shi songa ti de jok te le na pero oh lupa kachi dewa chibo yo le ya le ti le me gele yang dong yi mang bo yo le te ta de dewa ta dongse yin ro tam de ka re te le oh ta sunam chibo sa so sunam ke to le te 다다다리 수람적으로 남아 계비신이 탐치고서 다띠마대 종배서들이 가리용으나 대도 잡을려나 대도 소주요래 대대지 대와지 감시바티 소남가 빨리 좀 작통다에 대단지 무슨 요래 대와지 생각하래로 소남가 빨리 좀 소남도 빨리 삼제래 삼제 저다 싸로 삼제 대다에 단 삼제 고고요래 사지 쪽지 되게 자민이 서로 초사서 삼제사요래 삼제에 답고 자 루비에 답고 자 고요래 오야 데레데레 파르도서 봐 적지 삼제 요거리 데레데레 내가 사다 매에 대와 타도 사지에 고방 들이 죽어달라고 시작한 삼제 내가 질문에 요래 다다 같이 대문동나 아 다시 가래 있다 대다 다 그것도 이집에 다 대통령이 대통령이 참인하래 되지 마치 요래 무슨 요래 손는 거 빨리 잡지 다른 도저히는 같이 쇼바로 같은 돈 좋다고 요래 같이 가마야 밀이 가노면이 되려 대통령이 차지 저 준비가 되는 손는 거 되는 요래 손는 대답 잘나 대답을 하는 게좀 주인전 제베스 빠좀 주요한 좀 데네들이 소름 되는 도요에 때다다 대화기 시간데 소름 찍벌들이 사지에 밤에게 시간데 도요에 어때 때서 고요에 대화기 시간 태토요 말이지 소름 그걸 신나 다소 속을 소름 사도 연구요에 가다 소소 철사로 달라 소소 대화 가리도 어때 소름 그걸 토요에 동네 가리도 대주 뉴모베 단디기 제요에 대대 저다 대버쪽에 삼지 찍벌에 동에 저다 잡아치지 다디 찍버레 다디 될 마차용 멋지게 요리마에 데레들이 라리 소디면은 Job Sanjay Yin Pin Semen Tong, Dongi Mari Dade Noli, they got the tattoo, Dongi something that is one. They have go to Sudan Ballet to be so they are teaching on your lesson. That is it.
And then the next line, so the lines are saying, by visualizing single-pointedly the land arisen from the glory of abundant merit, the blissful pure land, and the Buddha of unchanging light, may I cultivate the pure land perfectly, and may I be reborn there after passing from this life. So this prayer is really
I don't know if you can hear Ina, but you're frozen.
in this world, people do not have the same experience. People are not the same in their experiences. Countries are not the same. Even towns and villages are not the same. There are different experiences of happiness and suffering, and this all comes from karma. Even if there's a country that we generally say is a very prosperous country, well off, still some people in this country experience tremendous suffering. So we need to understand how karma works and how merit is accumulated. What is this glory of abundant merit really? So for example, in this world, there are spiritual teachers, lamas, different spiritual teachers who uphold and to uphold, increase, and spread the Buddhist teachings. We can see that all over the world. And that is actually that glory, this glory of abundant merit that creates the Pure Land. And so the Pure Land of Dewa Chen is created through merit, and the Pure Land of Dewa Chen exists like a rainbow light, and it actually does exist. And how does it exist? It comes from merit. And what is merit? Merit is a mind of love. And the more love we generate in our mind, the more happiness we will experience. And that is why the Buddha had accumulated merit throughout 3 endless aeons. And what he really accumulated is love. And in order to keep love, we have to practice patience. And the 6 paramitas all come from a mind of love. And if you have that, temporarily, you are born as a god or a human, and ultimately you attain enlightenment in the Pure Lands of the Dharmakaya and the Sambhogakaya. And the Pure Land of Dewa Chen actually exists. Now, some people, when they read this aspiration prayer of Dewa Chen or the Sukhavati prayer, they don't really believe it. I think like, oh, I wonder if that's real. And they don't really trust in that. And actually, this mistrust is even worse than the 5 extremely negative acts. And so we shouldn't have any doubts in it. It actually does exist. And for example, we can see how things happen because of merit when we look around. For example, there is some animals who can have wings and they can fly in the sky. They're sort of free. And then there are some animals who not even have legs, and they have to kind of crawl around and more difficult. So it's all due to the difference of merit that they have accumulated. So there, in terms of karma and karmic ripening, there is the experience that corresponds to the cause and the activity that corresponds to the cause. And as a result of that, we experience different things and we do different things. And so this Pure Land of Dewa Chen is created from merit. And it is specifically the aspiration of the Buddha Amitabha. It is only through his merit that this Pure Land of Dewa Chen was first created. There's no doubt about its existence. If you understand that everything is created by merit or the lack thereof, you will want to accumulate merit. You will understand the existence of Dewa Chen. And if you just think about your own life, for example, what is your happiness? That comes from your own merit. Or what is your suffering? That comes from the afflictive emotions and self-grasping. We say, may beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. That only cause of happiness is love. May beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. That is only self-grasping. There is no afflictive emotion that does not arise from self-grasping. In the 37 practices, it says, all suffering without exception comes from wishing for one's own happiness. The perfect Buddhas arise from the altruistic mind. So all temporary and long-term suffering, it all comes from self-grasping. And so this prayer here, visualizing the Pure Land and then praying that may I be born there after passing from this life, reminds us that this Pure Land of Devachan actually does exist. It's there. That's so?
Java Tolo, Church, Java, Jitigo, Botang, Save Jita, Solta, the Jama Daji, the Ragged, the Mario, also. The Lita Devachi, Jacanti, a Babetana, Jokti Saresa, Mari, the tea Kanatini, Tonta, Churuk, Soto, Rang, Tabla Matamia, Babi, Namia, Pebble, the Kanga, Kanga, Teletas on Bati, the say, Kodokti, Torona, or even non Kodokti, the Sigan body, you see the Mercury, so you see the Giorman, Gidi Mari. Data very teacher was a Babin only, Tata, taking out there, take it any bound, but Tata, Mate, Delatri, Dodging Comac, Topper Show, that they like it. Mimbar Show, so me, she was a core, me, Sing told Mamina, she told you Mamina, start up in the way, start up by the walk, cover, she told the mean selection word. 实际上这same day，当这的上这个没用了，这要么那么这位是研究那回来，说到谁呢？除了上这有么的，这大家看我来个去了，这边没讲我讲了，这来个他们这实际的偏不少啊，他们他们确实少啊，啥都是为我这里上下过来，民间这个了从那哦，MC的除了上这有呢。 平常卡卡的别得到，那个偷的卡卡个哟，别得到。上这边了这里，得到了别另外有，他们就上这个有这来上，你大就得让你的没的那个当地的上这个是通过来的。
And then next it says, a garland of light radiates from the Buddha's heart. From the tips of the rays, the second Buddha, Lord Chikden Sumgön, manifests and then descends together with his sons. Having gathered accumulations and purified obscurations, may my mind stream ripen with ease. And so now when having said that there is this Pure Land of Devachan and the Buddha Amitabha, so you may think that, somewhere out there is this Pure Land of Devachan, and in there sits the Buddha Amitabha, probably. But this is also not quite how it is, actually, because we find him right here in this world, not some other place. There's many masters, many in the different religions, they have their own masters, their own gurus, and many of them come as emanations of the Buddha Amitabha. The Buddhas appear in whichever way necessary to tame sentient beings. The outer appearance is just conventional, just like wearing different robes, different clothing. But the inner Buddha mind is one and the same. And so that mind is the non-dual primordial awareness. So it's this the nature of all the Buddhas. And so for example, Lord Chikden Sumgön himself was said to be an emanation of the Buddha Amitabha, and he still now performs his activities and will do so in the future. And so here in this prayer, we are really praying that may I ripen into the nature of Vajradhara in this very lifetime. So what we need to understand here is this word, this term ripen. And for example, if you have a piece of fruit that is unripe, can you eat that? Not really. It will taste really sour. And so your mind is unripe, like in this kind of sour state, when there is self-grasping. And it ripens with love. And then you may become a master guru yourself. And so whoever possesses love and compassion actually is such an emanation of the Buddha, so to speak. Doesn't have to be a guru. It can be anyone who's doing things to benefit others. For example, someone working for a government, or someone working in a hospital, or someone working in a shop, in a store. For example, a doctor working in a hospital, if the doctor has great love for their patients, and then their treatment, their touch will be different. It will be much more effective than a doctor who does not have any love, which could actually be harmful. So all the benefit that is caused, that is created for others, is really a quality of love. So the benefit happens because there is love. And this is what ripens the mind stream. And this is what melts the ice block in our mind. So
로마티가 뭐요 봐 대진 거서 라마도 로만 되와테라 라마들이 hinge도 거래스 로마들이 뭐도 거래스 말아야 소마리 데이터를 올렸대들 라게티 잡라마데 참만 누구서 삼고에 그래서 사기에 탐제지 돈하고 대마잖아 사기 좀 되게送了这里头 저기 망보로 거기 주방고送了 돈다 찍봐도 요 말이지 제 돈다고 내 말에 대신 못해 하고 그러잖아 뒤들 잡아 담지 이시롱데 찍제 뒤들 어디 소리지 라마데 샘지다 상제리 거기도 송담 주의들 이 촉성 작성 거기 배나 사카가 가도 작성 거기 레버 가도 가슴 거기 되다 그런 거 홍단들 때 참고요래 고초고 촉착거리 데이터를 하고는 소소라는 답을마들 철들은 참아 차고요서 매일 싸는 거 말이 대랑 유래들이란 게 돈다고 되면 라벨 거도 되면 사바체미 줄을 째는 대 돈다고 되면 통통은 다 있으면 이 시송 대도 돈도 거요래 대회를 되니 소답도 무접이 통소서 대하 권아 조무접이 가래래 초가 그대로 초랑 그 사지 상들이 니디메와 셋도 나갔다가 잘 나지 님도 하고 요래 대를 인비를 대 인게 셉지 탑제 유 니디디 시작도 거래 왜는 차로는 날 차타올로 대나 시작하고 요래 토목을 그렇게 셉지 탑제라 팽그 요래 우접지 초가 그런 토목을 좀 대래지
And then it says, perfect guide, Ratna Shrim, within whom the wisdom, love, and power of all the Buddhas of the 3 times are condensed, single sufficient source of refuge, master and 2 sons. Through supplicating you, may I attain the 2 accomplishments. So we supplicate to Ratna Shri, that is Lord Chigden Sumgan, and we supplicate to various masters in different traditions, and there's different people, different lineages who supplicate to the different gurus. And so what they supplicate to is a guru that possesses bodhicitta. And so these are those 2 qualities that need to be met. The disciple must have devotion and the guru must have compassion. And they need to meet and come together. And this is also one thing that Milarepa had said. So we need to understand how to condense all of these gurus and so on into one guru. How to condense the 3 jewels into one guru. the Buddha himself had said from the ultimate perspective, he said that I taught many Dharma teachings in many different worlds, but there's only one meaning of all of these teachings. So he was pointing at the ultimate truth, or to recognize Buddha nature. It is also said that within the expanse of primordial wisdom, all the Buddhas are one. So that mind wherein all the Buddhas are one is your own mind, is your Buddha nature, is the Guru's mind. That mind is the Buddha, and the speech is the Dharma, and the body is the Sangha. And so we say that the Guru is the embodiment of 9 jewels, the 3 roots, the 3 jewels, the 3 roots, and the 3 kayas. And in the Drikung Kagyu, our logo is the Hung syllable, and the Hung syllable actually represents those 9 jewels. And so whoever is your root guru, it's important that you are able to see that guru as the embodiment of all of these. And there's no need to have any doubts about the fact that the guru really is that. And now here, what this line explains is that through the relative, we come to the ultimate. So on the relative level, we must first cultivate immeasurable love and compassion. And that leads to seeing the ultimate truth, or to see our own non-dual awareness. So this line is for the purpose of realizing this point. And then in the end, it says, may I attain the 2 accomplishments, the 2 siddhis. So what are the 2 siddhis? There is the common siddhis and the supreme siddhis. So the common siddhis is whatever brings benefit to others temporarily. And the supreme siddhi is the state of enlightenment. So enlightenment means a state where the mind has become free of all dualistic thought, has become like space. It's when you realize that there is no self and other. And such a being is able to also help others eliminate their dualistic mind. And they do that with a mind of bodhicitta. And that is just like pouring hot water over an ice block. It will cause the ice block to melt. And so that is a common siddhi. So the common siddhi is anything that brings benefit to others. That's all.
Dari chuka damkha tawa tok tawa te cha ngore sang sum takwa de ko sum tok sang sum de sali meri sa meti mare de ko de na to lo ko ko la ma ko de ngone sa te mare dama tawa na kang la ka de te to mo yo re te o ko de ngone mo ko de dama tawa ja thong tawa ko re song te de ba yi she ngore ko dom de de sa wa me ba tang to dam ni se me bi shi te she ngo song takwa talk about talk the daji ni di yo ma ko de ji yo ma le di la talk the ha ko de la ya de sang de ni di sang so je de si na kwa ta cha de de da la ma de ko song talk to ta kwa de ko to ko song no ko talk chu ko so ta kwa de me de ta ke yo le ko to ko de ka jama ta ka na ka de ro so si so de to go yo le de to ko so song long ka de ta solo ta de ma ni so song go yo le pe na de ma ni so tok chu ka de la di li me wa de ha ko de sa sun ta hua de la ma ko de sa wa so ta hua le de li xi de to de yi xi de go yo le yi xi de le yi se me li xi de yi xi de nan ka le go ro le de la sa ta ko yi xi de ti chu de zhe ka le de o da daji ni ji yo ba ka ta do ge to wa yu mo ba do nge to mo mo ro ro so de nge yo le 대 동해의 직장 요 말이지. 죽을 남과다고요. 동해의 직장면에 듣지들 유모보다 되는 데 미 독을 미 자가 미 기본적으로 저걸 빼대서 듣지 주소 놀라들이 동해 매봐. 아, 대 이시 듣지 주지. 이시지마다 골라들이 동체보다 고 듣고 요래. 이시 시바데 가는 애들이 자와탑제 싫어도 쩍되는 상고조가 뭐는 덜쩍들만 들이 사지 나면서 저거 이시하 고성거는 대이 라바다 라바비가 이시가 곰잡 이시가 대를 남동도 마음에가 대를 그리 라바다 라바비가 대대 대바 영화 매바 대다고 차대 요래 대 관리 이시지 말도 동대 양대 셰크요 고르들이 사도 타고 이시돼서 거대 대이 세부 이시하 고성거는 그리 류다관이서 매바 아다와들이 대만이도 설계 계약시에라 고토고 요래 내가래 새벽이 매베데 고토고 요래 사업다고 이제 늦지 주지 될 양당의 과를 노랭게 거기서 서로도 하마고 버들이 그 노랭게 거에지 제 하고서로 고슴 득득 메시 건주게지 오 고송 아들랑이 루아에서 나도 원다도 나 먼저도 루드 당연히 매반나기 차버리 동무 맞아봐 내가 저마다 맞아봐 대도 하고 그래 니들 돌아지려 약고 요리 좋아들이 고서
Next, it says, may the wisdom nectar of your three pure secrets wash away all misdeeds, obscurations, and unawareness from my three doors. As the first this part, and so these three secrets here, the three pure secrets. So the pure secret body, so it's the pure secret body, speech, and mind, and the pure secret body is the body that is without birth and death, like a rainbow in the sky. There's some Bogakaya. The pure and secret speech is the teachings on the ultimate truth, and pure secret mind is the omniscient mind, and the omniscient mind is the non-dual mind, the non-dual awareness. So when you realize this, so when you realize these three pure secrets, so ultimately it's the pure secret mind where you realize there is no duality, there is no self and other. It is the space-like Dharmakaya mind, ultimately. So the essence of those three pure secrets is that. And so also when we understand the pure secret body, we see the body as an illusory appearance. For example, we often look at someone like a lama, for example, and we say, oh, there's it's this person there. But that's actually not true. The physical appearance is an empty appearance. The guru appears in any form necessary to benefit others, to tame sentient beings. It's not the body. The guru can appear in any form, like a rainbow. And the pure secret speech is the teachings on the twofold truth. So, for example, on the relative level, we understand the workings of karma, cause and effect. And on the ultimate level, through those teachings, we understand non-dual awareness. And then on the mind, on the secret level, we understand that samsara and nirvana are not separate. So understand this to be the actual mind of the guru, and that is actually your own mind. Whenever your own dualistic thinking becomes cleared away, your mind becomes like space. And then the body is the Nirmanakaya, and the speech that's Sambhogakaya, and the mind the Dharmakaya. So this is what we call those three secrets. And the Nirmanakayas, for example, the Turkus, appear in whichever way necessary to benefit beings, anywhere in the 6 realms of samsara. That's the Nirmanakaya. The speech is the Sambhogakaya, so they speak about the two truths. And the mind is the Dharmakaya, because they have realized that self and other are non-dual. So these are the three pure secrets, and ultimately they all come from this secret mind, or the pure secret mind, which is primordial wisdom, which is non-dual awareness, which is the space-like mind. And so then here it says, may the wisdom nectar of your three pure secrets. So this wisdom nectar, what is the wisdom nectar? So when there is a dualistic perception of self and other, we experience suffering because we are afflicted, and then we experience suffering as a result. And there is a real experience of the six realms. Actually, in the Dharmakaya space-like mind, no suffering ultimately exists. So this term nectar in Tibetan, it is dutsi, 2 syllables, du and tsi, and du means like Mara or demon, and tsi means like nectar or elixir. So it's the demon of afflictive emotions. And it's like alchemy. So when poison meets with medicine, it becomes very powerful. When poison is transformed, it can become a most powerful medicine. And so this is the meaning of nectar, is this powerful medicine that has emerged as the transformation of the poisonous afflictive emotions. So this is one way to understand wisdom nectar. And so wisdom, as you can see, has a very profound meaning that can be understood in many ways. Also, it is called the mind wherein all the Buddhas are one. In the prayer for excellent conduct, the King of Aspiration prayers, it says, within a single atom, all the Buddhas appear. And that is by virtue of ultimately this primordial wisdom, this primordial awareness, wherein all the Buddhas are one. If you understand this, you understand that you are actually never separate from the Guru. So if you rest, if you meditate within your own awareness, that is with a mind that does not engage in any conceptual thinking, you just stay within awareness, then you are never separating from the Guru. And then from this never separating comes a continuous stream of undistracted mind. So this is the wisdom nectar. And if you understand wisdom or primordial awareness, you understand non-duality. You understand that your body is an illusory appearance, not separate from anything else. And your pure speech is what proclaims the two truths. And that also a quality of pure speech is that when you explain the two truths, or whatever you explain will be understood by others. So that is because that speech comes from a place of non-duality. And if it does, then whatever it says will be understood by others. And that's actually one point I would encourage you to discuss with each other. That's a good topic to discuss with each other until you really understand it. And then also this point about the obscurations of the three doors being washed away. So that's another thing that is good to discuss. So the three doors here refers to my own body, speech, and mind, the ordinary body, speech, and mind that I think is me. As often people say that when they understand this point that we just mentioned, it almost is like there is no body. The body is like disappeared. People say that. And they have this experience because the body does not really exist in the first place. The body is, it appears this way for the time being, but it's really an illusory perception. So that's another point that I would encourage you to discuss with each other and also ask questions about. So.
손 자세로. Nazar Rinpoche Tuji Chenang Kadinche Pagbe Yona Arya Dewa Yin Dogam Zosa Garje Reise Jiden Gombu Dose Jiden Arden Garjin Yarden Sonam Deye Damje Zirba Tona Nimbe Dana Bamze De Jiga Nanje Bala Intuba Sebe Zole Drowa Drowa Ryo Yampara Bave Jada Kenda Zambo Deyan Deje Deda Genje Jisa Dalo Je Gewan Deda Damje Rabde Ngo Sancho Semcho Rinpoche Maji Panan Chijur Chipa Nyamba Meba Yang Gongne Gongde Bewar Yu Shiza Kinchin Chije Je Demdere Nela Wando Drikung Rinchen Parje Demba Zinde Shedob Tizang Gomben Zinjur Je. Thank you, Rinpoche, Tashi Delay. Long life.
Yes.